Hey guys, so Mr. Beast and Mark Rober are on a new mission to clean the seas with $30 million. But how does $30 million clean the ocean? Well, that's something I'm going to explore in this video and actually find out, does the tech behind it really work or not? And I'm going to explore what ocean cleanup is doing and if it's actually possible or is it just an idealistic dream. So let's go check it out. So there's a huge amount of plastic in the ocean, and the largest patch is known as the Great Garbage Patch, which is between Hawaii and California. And it's famously the size of Texas, or maybe double, that's what some people think. But that's just one of the patches. There's a lot in the ocean, and there's a lot of new plastic entering the ocean every single day. What Mr. Beast and Mark Rober have done, they've joined forces, or rather contributed and supported a project that's already ongoing, which is called Ocean Cleanup. Now, Ocean Cleanup started like around 2012, and they've been really working hard at it. And the good thing is that these guys are serious, and they've really put time, effort, and money into this project. So what Mr. Beast and Mark Rober said,
for every $1 we could raise, they'll remove 1 pound of plastic from the ocean and trash.
And they've already started doing that. And it looks really cool. I've seen them go and clean up beaches and also talk about how the ocean has to be cleaned up and what tech is being used, which is actually the main focus of this video. I'm a tech channel and this is slightly away from what I normally talk about, but I wanted to talk about the technology in this because this is such an important thing that's going on and I really want to support this project. That's why I'm making this video. But how exactly is Ocean Cleanup gonna manage this? Now let's start with the strategy. There are 2 steps to the process. Clean up existing trash and stop new trash from entering the ocean. Closing the tap is how they refer to this. So about 80% of the plastic entering the ocean is through 1% of the rivers in the world, which equals to about 1,000 rivers. The plan is to set up interceptors at those rivers. But what's an interceptor, you say? No, it's not a Decepticon. An interceptor is a solar-powered floating dump truckish kind of boat, which is like the catamaran shape. So basically its hull isn't touching the water or doesn't have to be touching the water, which makes it very stable, by the way. What's really cool about this boat is that number 1, it's autonomous. It doesn't require people or a team to be on it to work. Number 2, it's solar powered. So it doesn't require any fossil fuel or diesel or whatever to run this thing. This thing will run 24/7, yes, all day and night through the solar power and the batteries which are on board. Now how this thing works, now the side has a long barrier attached to it which basically lets the trash and the plastic come with the river's own current and flow and slowly make its way to the center of this interceptor. Over there in the center where the hull should be, there's a conveyor belt, and that conveyor belt takes the plastics up onto a shuttle which further goes and distributes this plastic equally within 6 dumpsters which are on the boat. And these are pretty large dumpsters. So basically when they're full, this interceptor messages a team, a local team, which will then come and take these dumpsters out and take them for recycling or wherever and whatever is to be done with it. Now, what's cool is that this thing will still work even without the dumpsters because a shuttle becomes a makeshift dumpster while it's being emptied. So it never really stops taking up plastic, which is why it can work 24/7. And that's fantastic. What's further cool is that this interceptor can clean up to 50,000 kg of plastics every day. And they're estimating that this could become double this amount of plastic taken every day if the situation or the environment's ideal. I don't know exactly what that means, but it can go up to that, which is pretty amazing. Just 50,000 kgs, kilograms. That's like, I don't know how many tons that is actually. How many tons is 50,000? 50,000 kg. Basically 55 tons of plastic a day, and that's your conservative estimate. So the cool thing is that this thing works. It's in Indonesia right now, it's in Malaysia right now, and they both have like one of the most polluting rivers in the world. It's being deployed in Thailand and a bunch of other countries soon. Also the Dominican Republic, I believe, that's where they were doing it. So this thing works and it's been tested. That is probably the coolest thing about this. But the basic point is that this part of the strategy, which they refer to as closing the tap, meaning closing off the pollution coming from from the rivers is actually working, and it's a feasible idea, and it makes a lot of sense. However, the downside is that these interceptors each cost around $700,000 to $800,000. And if they have 1,000 rivers, that means they're gonna need 1,000 of these eventually. And the plan is for 5 years. So do they have the funds for this? Will they get it? That is a question mark. We don't know, but they've really picked up traction thanks to Mr. Beast and Mark Rober and everybody else who's getting involved right now. And what I personally think is that yes, this should be manageable because the cost of production should also go down considering how many of these interceptors they're going to require. So strategy 1 works, the tech works, and I'm completely on board. Guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, think about hitting a like and leaving a comment, and also subscribing if you want to. Now let's go to strategy number 2, clean up the existing junk and plastic in the ocean. How does that work? Okay, that's a good question. Right now, the ocean cleanup is on system 002, basically system number 2. They had 001, they had 001B, and those didn't work so well, but they kept improving it and progressing, and now they're on 002, and this system has proof of technology, meaning it works, which is again, great news. Meaning they can actually do what they're set out to do. And they're obviously constantly upgrading this and making it better. And we're expecting system 003 to come out soon as well. That's the next iteration of this. And they want 10 systems to be able to clean up the Great Garbage Patch, the one that's between Hawaii and California. And they're gonna need that and some time. But the tech is really cool. Basically, they first tried to do this without boats tugging it, without vessels. They wanted this to be autonomous as well. From what I understand, they had anchors, they had wind powered stuff, but it didn't move fast enough because the point is for the barriers to move faster than the plastic. So currently system 002 actually has 2 vessels tugging it at a very slow speed, about 1.5 knots, which is less than 2 kilometers. But that's working very well so far. And unfortunately, they're not solar powered, the vessels, but they are working on how to fix that situation. The barriers are 3 meters deep, and under that is open so the fish can pass through, so the fish don't get stuck up in the nets. And it all channels the plastic into the middle section, which in turn has a large net. And every about 2 weeks or so, the 2 vessels, they come together and they pick up that plastic and get them sent to the coastline where they can be taken to a recycle place or however they want to deal with it. So basically that's the tech that Ocean Cleanup is working on. And honestly, in my opinion, both technologies are good, they're solid, they work, they have a very good future. And I am personally on board. I made this video so that I could also help the cause. I could create more awareness. I could help Mr. Beast and Mark Rober and everybody else who's involved, especially the Ocean Cleanup team. They deserve the most credit, by the way. They've been doing this silently, and now celebrities and stuff are helping them, which is wonderful. But honestly, people who work without any attention and credit, they deserve the most credit. So 2 thumbs up to the Ocean Cleanup team. Anyways, that's my video for today. I'm also going to try to donate to them. I hope you do as well. And till our next video, which will be back to tech products and stuff, take care. Bye.